What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. By the intro, you can tell we got some new axles for the B-Swap. So the axles I actually ended up going with were the Yonaka B-Swap EK axles because, well, they're cheap and they're better than OEMs. So that's what we went with today. Today has already been very productive. I went to like 5 stores trying to find things for my brakes. So we ended up getting our banjo bolts in and ended up reflaring and cutting one of the nuts. So we're all good to go with brakes. I just have to bleed them and they're all pretty much ready to be operable. But lately I've been working like crazy. So we kind of started stockpiling some parts. So we're gonna have some content for you guys. And I have every single part I need now, except for one, to get this car started at the end of August. And that's when I want to have this car started and driving, is the last week of August. So we're starting to crunch down on that deadline. So that's the goal though. The last part we are waiting on actually is a starter because I ordered one and they sent me the complete wrong starter, so I have to wait for them to send me a new one. So we're gonna put the back of the car down, put the front of the car up, get under there. I put my small lens on today so we can actually get under the car easier with the camera so I can show you what's going on, and we're just gonna get it. Also, shout out to Yonaka for sending out stickers and a lanyard. I love when companies send out merch with their stuff. I think it's the coolest thing. But now we have Yonaka stuff, so we gotta put that on the toolbox. I'm sorry, Yonaka, that's the worst quality sticker I've ever experienced. It ripped in 2 spots. Yonaka, y'all really did hook me up with the hat, the license plate holder, another lanyard, 2 more stickers. You guys went above and beyond with the merch and I love it. So when doing this install, we are going to start with the half shaft because I don't know, every video I've seen, they always start with the half shaft. So we're gonna start with the half shaft today. And pretty much you're gonna stick it in the hole and then have the bracket lined up so it holds it up. I'm gonna try to position my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. So when putting the half shaft in, it goes in the only hole you can really see here, and it has to match up with all the teeth. If it doesn't match up with all the teeth, it won't go in all the way. And then it goes into this bracket right here, and there's 3 holes for it. And not gonna lie, I was getting kind of nervous because this wasn't going in, but I wiggled it some more, did some twisting on it, and it went in just fine. So we just have to bolt it up now. So the half shaft is now in, and I'm gonna say it's a very easy install if you have the right tools. And when I say right tools, I mean getting ratcheting wrenches, because it is very tight to get those 3 bolts in, but the bolts are very like self-explanatory of where they're at. And I had to buy a bolt because I was missing an engine bolt, but I believe it is a 1.25 thread pitch, and since I got it from Lowe's, it ended up turning into a 17mm opposed to a 14mm. But we put a washer on there, everything is tight and secure on there, so now we can go to putting on the actual axles themselves. Then now that you can see the end of the half shaft, this side will just slide on there and we'll put it right through the actual rotor, and it comes with the new bolt so we can bolt it up to the axle. Remember when I said that putting the half shaft on seemed like to be the difficult part? Yeah, I lied. Putting this axle into the half shaft is actually proven to be very difficult because you have to line everything up perfectly with putting a good amount of force on so everything sticks good. So we're working on it. It's a little bit troublesome, but I'm sure we'll get there in a minute or two. After some fighting, we got it on. I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, why are you getting so hype over putting axles in a car? Because I am very hype right now if you can't tell. Because we are now even one step closer to getting this car started. And by putting the axles in, it means I can actually put my wheels back on because we don't have to go into the suspension or anything anymore. I do need to bleed my brakes still, so that's why the things are gonna stay off for a little bit, the wheels are gonna stay off for a little bit longer. But we are getting close that I can actually have the car on wheels again. And this car hasn't been on wheels in like months. So to me, this is very exciting. The passenger side was significantly easier because you have to put it into 2 spots opposed to having to fit around a half shaft. So axles are already in, And now I am running into some other issues, which I can definitely tackle at a different time. If you've ever done axles or anything, you know you have to take the entire like wheel hub and tilt it and blah blah blah. And I believe it's called the tie bar rod. I could be wrong with the name, so I'm sorry if I am, but it's this bolt that actually holds the hub onto the car and the suspension. And for some reason, I'll see if I can show it to you guys, but it might not want to show you. The entire assembly and nut spin with each other. So I'm not sure if I need to get a new one or a ball joint. It's called a ball joint. It's called something. I don't know if I need to get a new one and get it reseated, or I'm just not doing this correctly. I might have a tool that can do what I need it to do, but we're gonna have to figure that out because right now I can't get it off. But I'm gonna torque down the axle nuts to spec and actually make sure we're all honky-dory with those so I don't have to take these back off. But I do have to figure out this little nut, because if I can't get that nut back on, this is gonna be a very shaky ride. And I will give y'all a bit of an engine update because I've slowly been trying to plug everything in and I've been having a lot of problems with it. So I know like some of these go some places. I had everything labeled, but I used electrical tape and it all faded off. So you can't even read the labels anymore, which is unfortunate. But I think like, I know some, like 3 of these will go to the throttle body and these go to the alternate or the distributor, but some of them I'm struggling with. It might take some time for my wiring to get done because I don't know where half the wires go. And it's going to be a while before the thing actually looks clean because, well, I'm just trying to plug it in first to see if I can get the car running, and then we can worry about making it look pretty eventually. All in all though, today was a pretty easy install. Axles, I honestly thought they would have been a little bit more difficult, but they were very easy. So we really don't have much to go anymore. I have new shift linkages, I have a new starter that should be on its way any day now, a new distributor, and and coolant piping, and that's pretty much all we need. That's all we need now. We're very close, but at the same time I still feel like we're really far because I still need some parts. Like for the shift linkages to actually get the shifter in there, I still need all the plates and hardware that go for that. I still need to figure out how to wire this thing, and it's just some things that I'm having a little bit of trouble with, but we're getting close. So end of August, I want this car running and driving. I have a couple days off at the end of August that I took off just to dedicate to this car. So if we can't get it during those days, I'm just gonna sell the car and get rid of it and call it a day. Just kidding. But I am gonna leave you guys off here, so if you guys could please do me a few things. Comment, like, subscribe, keep doing that fun stuff, keep doing you, stay motivated. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and peace.